I was hoping we could chastise this game for not doing that, but it's like they've like totally done it.
This isn't
Darn it,
fun.
game.
Yeah.
Stop being good.
All their bases.
Yeah. Can we just play Lara Croft instead? I feel like we'd have a lot more stuff to talk about. Welcome, everybody, to our first episode for our new series called Archaeology Arcade. I'm Mike with the Florida Public Archaeology Network. I'm here with my, what are you, a co-host, Tristan?
That works.
Co-host and gamer, the person doing the controls. And then we have failing miserably at it so far. And then, of course, our special guest, Rachel Hines. She's our resident expert of the Nancy Drew world, and she's also an archaeologist. So welcome.
Thank you
Rachel,
for having me.
And to all the Twitch people joining us today. Thanks for sticking with us as we kind of navigate this new series. So, all right. So I brought this up earlier, but Rachel, I'm going to ask it again. Who is Nancy Drew?
Well, Mike guessed correctly that Nancy Drew is a detective, as you can see by her magnifying glass. And Nancy Drew started as a book character. I think they still write Nancy Drew books today because it was like a ghostwriter kind of all under the same name. So different people have authored the books over time. And then in the late 90s, early 2000s, they started this PC games where you, as Nancy Drew, solve mysteries. And that's kind of where I got hooked.
And so I have another question. So you pointed out that she has, obviously she's a detective because she has a magnifying glass, which all detectives,
right,
I guess, use.
It's like when they graduate from detective school.
They give them a magnifying glass. But she looks like she's dressed in an old-timey 1930s, 40s outfit. So is this, does this character, like, what time period does she live in?
So they never actually show her face in the games because you're supposed to be Nancy Drew. So you're supposed to imagine yourself as her. But whenever they show an outline, it is like this really old school Nancy Drew. And I think that's just because of when she was first created. So she always has that kind of outline. And they do have one game. It's called like Secret of the Old Clock, which was the name of the first Nancy Drew book. And it takes place back in the 1930s. And it's kind of the original Nancy Drew style. But most of them take place in the present day.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. And so this game is called Nancy Drew, Secret of the Scarlet Hand. And I assume there's like a good description of this game, but I guess we might as well just play it and find out. Like, let's do this. So should we, the biggest question that we have right now is, do you feel confident enough to do senior detective, or should we stick with junior?
I mean, I do. I've probably played it at least 10 times, but it has been a little while.
And then, Tristan, do you feel comfortable? Because I know we have some technical problems. Do you know how to click the mouse buttons?
I will just do what the expert says.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
Let's play.
So,
Senior.
Are you a senior?
Yeah, dive in.
All right.
Dear Dad, greetings from the new deputy curator at Beecher Museum in Washington, D.C. I miss
That's not a real place.
They all start with the letter. I'm
this
sorry.
letter visit you in Ouagadougou before you move on to Nairobi. So I got the internship. Your old friend Franklin Rose was awfully nice to submit my name to the rest of the members of the museum's board of directors. What an opportunity while I'm in between cases.
Classic nepotism.
In ancient Maya culture. My supervisor is going to be Joanna Riggs, a well-known archaeologist.
What, Joanna Riggs?
In the news recently, in conjunction with the discovery of a strange Maya monolith. Apparently, it's created quite a buzz among experts in the field. Well, Beach Hill plans to feature the monolith in an upcoming exhibition. Just imagine, this artifact has been buried for hundreds of years, and now it's going to be unveiled to the public for the first time. The museum is short-staffed at the moment, and they're expecting such a huge...
Like every museum ever.
I can hardly wait to dig into this exciting project and learn how archaeologists and historians solve the mysteries of ancient cultures. I'll keep you posted. Love, Nancy.
Nancy Drew, I presume. I'm Joanna Riggs. Welcome to Beach Hill.
Whoa, she's cool.
I was just checking the locks on this display case. This is one of the museum's most treasured pieces.
What kind of screws you got for that bonnet? Spanner screws? You flathead screws? I wonder.
Polished the throne at age 12. Can you imagine? That was 615 A.D. He ruled for 68 years at the height of the Maya civilization.
Is that jade?
Yes, the Maya loved jade and used it for many of their carvings.
That seems like a big assumption.
There isn't another piece like this in the world, and it's priceless, which means I practically had to sell my own grandmother to get it.
How did the museum acquire it?
Leave it to Taylor Sinclair. These deals.
They got it from a looter. Oh, this is terrible. She's unethical.
Or it's fake.
You're coming on board at a critical time for Beach Hill. An exhibit of this caliber is not kid stuff. Franklin Rose assures me you're a real trooper, and I hope he's right because I'm not here to babysit. I don't care who your father is.
That's why she got the job, though.
That's what I say to all my interns. That's what you guys said to me.
All right, which option do I choose?
Okay, so our first option is, I'm glad to be here. Please tell me more about the exhibit. I feel like this, I don't know if we should go that
get
route.
ready to start.
Yeah, we don't need to know
Let's
more about
dive
it.
in.
If
I don't
there's one
trust
thing
her.
I learned from my father, it's the value of hard work. Just tell me where to start.
There's a
It's
list
like-
of tasks for you in
There's
the
a
lab.
mop over in the corner.
We'll regroup.
Get me a coffee.
Go mop the bathroom floor and then restock the rat cards in the visitor hall.
So, where's the rest of the staff around here? Before I dig, can you tell me more about the exhibit we're gearing up for?
I don't know.
I guess
Rachel?
staff. Yeah.
Where's the rest of the staff around here?
We've had to make some budget cutbacks, so
COVID.
we'll be relying heavily on our volunteer staff. Namely, you. Besides Henrik and me, the only people who will be around to pester you are Taylor Sinclair, my ace art dealer, and Alejandro Del Rio, attaché to the Mexican consulate and executive thorn in my side.
There's a reason why they have to rely on volunteers for the rest of their staff is because I'm sure that art dealer is very expensive to pay. It probably takes most of the salary. But, a lot of museums, not really large museums, but a lot of like smaller mid-sized museums do need volunteers to operate. So that's something.
Yeah.
Tell me more about Alejandro Del Rio.
Ugh, wouldn't you rather hear about the monolith? It's a
Yes.
She really wants to tell us about the
gold with Maya glyphs
The
carved
one
in
you stole.
the
Yeah, that's
garden.
why
Wait until
Alejandro's
you
here,
see
probably.
it.
What is a glyph? Yeah, what is a
Glyph.
glyph? What purpose did the monolith
A lot
serve?
of good options.
Do we have to ask all these questions, or can we just can we solve the case?
Eventually we'll be able to get out of this, but yeah, they always kind of start out with a lot of exposition like this.
I guess that's good as long as the information's accurate. Is the information usually accurate in terms of I guess we can find out.
Yeah,
Right?
keep playing to find out.
According to Henrik, the monolith was made at the special request of King Pakal himself, but we don't know what its purpose was.
Ceremonial, probably.
Which one do
So
we
you
want?
should say, right? They say if they don't know what it is, they're always like, it's ceremonial, maybe.
Yeah, it's always ceremonial.
Always ceremonial. Who is Henrik? Let's find out who this guy is. I feel like he's going to be an important person.
He did it.
World-renowned expert in Maya hieroglyphics. He's the latest addition to the Beach Hill Brain Trust. I told him I don't even want to see his pointy Vander head till he's got a translation on that monolith.
Man, academic pressure.
Pointy
Jeez.
Vander Head.
Yeah.
Is that
Wow.
racist?
Yeah. So is he German? What is he? Dutch?
I suppose. I don't think it really comes up.
Oh,
I
all
guess
right.
we can go find out. See if he has an accent.
Yeah. Thanks for the orientation.
Calculator.
See you
I
later.
think let's end
Thanks for the orientation, Joanna. I'll talk to you later.
Bye!
Bye. She's going back to her microscope looking for her monoliths.
it. Okay, we don't
Yeah.
want to talk to her anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really
Enough of that.
So she basically this sounds like it was looted, and then she had the museum buy it. Is that what's happening?
That's our headcanon anyway. We solved it.
That's the whole game. Good job.
And Henrique was involved. I feel like Alejandro probably is involved too. So what are we doing now? We're just looking at like all the objects that should be.
Yeah, so right now Tristan's kind of cruising around her office. Most of it is just like decorative for now, at least. But if you keep scrolling around.
Well, look at that table. See if she's got any. She got National Geographic.
Yeah.
Art of the Americas. All right, maybe there's a clue in here somewhere.
Prudence Rutherford. That's the archaeologist, right?
No, but she will come back to be a character in this game
go
and
back
in
to
other games.
Go back to the date. Go back. Oh, it's this.
We can read the article.
Do you have to?
Reading.
Yeah, Nancy's reading it for us.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember any of this, Rachel?
How do I get out of here?
Yeah.
So peek at the Mission
Oh.
for the Arts. How cultured.
Oh, she comments on things.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
Look at that lady. She's like, what's on that image?
Or
She's
did
like
she?
looking at this farm.
How do I get out of this thing?
Yeah, click left. It's
Okay.
that's all there is to see on that table. But if you keep going to the left, you'll
Look
be
out the
able to
window.
go. I don't think you can.
There's
That's the best view we
As
get.
much you get.
Looks just like DC.
I see Rutherford. He's in the back. Wait, is he or she or he? Henry. We gotta find
if
Henry.
you go to your left,
Oh, let's
then
look
we
at the
can
admission.
go back into the museum.
How much does it
right here.
cost?
Yeah.
How much does it cost?
You want to see if it's realistic?
Yeah, I want to. Well, this is 2002 is when this game came out, right?
Yeah. I don't think you can actually look. You just have to guess.
$6 for
Museum.
adults.
It says free.
Free for
Members.
members.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not bad.
I can't read the rest. Seniors are
A
something.
little pixelated.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I see they have audio tour option with the headphones.
do,
That's pretty
yes.
cool. That's way ahead of the curve. Yeah.
Traveler's
Wow.
guide.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
There we go. Can we take that? Is it free?
No, it'll go, so in the lower right-hand corner where the keys are, that's where the items we pick up will go.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, what about is that a visitor logbook?
Yeah, I don't think you can look at it though.
I was going to say,
there should be clues in
maybe
there.
Henrique. Maybe there's a clue.
It's Heinrich. By the way.
Yeah, what?
Just so
Yeah,
you don't
that guy.
embarrass yourself when we meet him.
Oh, no. I've already done that a few times. I have no problem doing that.
I heard there are floppy disks in this.
Yeah.
That's practically an artifact in its own right.
Mm-hmm. This game is practically an artifact.
Yeah. Digitally speaking, anyway.
Because of its significance. It doesn't have to meet the 50-year rule.
It was an artifact when it was new.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is the exhibit, and you can kind of go through and read it all. And in theory, you would have to do it eventually in the game.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't necessarily have to do it all right now. But it's just got information about the Maya, and then you can also go on the audio tour if you grab some of the headphones from behind the desk.
Oh.
But one of our tasks will be fixing the audio tour because it's all scrambled up right now.
Ah.
Yeah.
Huh.
So I don't know all that much about the Maya. Do you?
Yeah, I don't know a whole
know how
lot. I mean, yeah, not enough to really comment with any like useful information, but
It doesn't strike me as like they're making it up though. Like
No,
it's all
no.
No, it sounds like it's actually based on.
Yeah.
That's kind
oh,
of.
that was actually go back. Isn't that an Olmec head on the right?
I don't know.
Yeah. Wait, go read. What does it say on the label? The labels are actually very well done. I will say, like from
Yeah,
From a-
perfect amount of text.
yeah, it's.
So they
actually
don't
really
just tell you
nicely
what
done.
it is; they tell you a little about it. That's
Yeah.
always my pet peeve. in a
These cities
museum.
are being discovered by archaeologists. That's true even today.
Hmm. Today would be about like LiDAR and
Right.
Okay.
But it doesn't really. None of these labels really tell you what these the significance of the artifacts are.
Yeah, some of them do. I think it's probably because of the game.
There's the classic,
Tools of
this
the
is what
trade.
this is
Right.
Yeah.
label right there. I always want a little more for my museums.
Yeah. What's that?
Oh.
This is a classic Nancy Drew quote. It's locked. She says that in pretty much every game. There is like Nancy Drew merch. You can buy like mugs and stuff that say it's locked. That's like her
awesome.
catchphrase. Yeah.
You'd think she would learn how to pick locks, you know, being
Really?
a detective and being locked
Oh
out of
yes.
stuff.
In some of the games you do pick locks. I've learned a lot from these games, like Morse code, picking locks. I don't know. Lots of trivia. They all have like a different theme, and they do seem really well researched. I was telling Mike, like, my absolute dream job is to be a researcher for Interactive, the company that makes the games, and I'm like always checking their website because they have to hire. Yeah, they have to hire researchers.
Yeah,
who would write this? You know, not a coder.
Yeah,
No
especially in
offense,
2002, it's not like you could. It's not like you could just go to Wikipedia in 2002
and steal from Wikipedia. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
J Deathmatch.
Yeah. So are there supposed to be clues in these labels, or is this just like to add an educational component to the game, do you think?
A little of both. So eventually we'll have to go through a series of like quizzes that will ask us trivia that can be found in the panels. Also, most of the games have kind of an educational bent. And this one has been criticized by Nancy Drew fans for being like overly educational, but that's probably why it's my favorite one.
Cause nerd.
Yeah.
But this is a nice, like, kind of virtual tour of a fictional
True.
museum.
Yeah.
Pretty well
Reasonable
done.
representation.
They like literally had to make a museum for this game.
Mm-hmm. Well, I like the background music.
Yeah.
Kind of like a mummy waking up.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, that one's kind of fun.
Why can't that music turned off? Oh well.
This is like this is when you're in the elevator. You're going up to that. So is this museum just one floor, or is it multiple levels?
It's just one floor that you can access. I'd imagine, like, you know, in the world of the game that there's more areas, and this is like one exhibit hall. But there's also like an outdoor garden that we can go into, and then eventually we get to go into the big pyramid and make our way down, which is where all the quizzes come in.
And so your interest of archaeology, did it predate this game? Like, were you already interested in archaeology, or this game kind of led you to want to pursue that more?
That's a good question. I can't really remember because it came out when I was 10. But I would imagine, I remember playing it in like 6th grade, and I can't imagine where else I came up with the idea. So usually when people ask me like why I'm an archaeologist, this is the game that I point to, or at least where I came up with the idea.
Look, Mike, it's aliens.
It is. Not
aliens.
Not aliens. Yeah, we've discussed that in our No Man's Sky archaeological survey game a few times. Because the game takes place in space. There's just a lot of ancient alien stuff out there. Unfortunately. So it's good that that's not represented.
If you want to go talk to someone, you can turn back around to the behind you. Yeah, just keep going that way. Actually, no, go back. And go up to the pyramid and take a right. And the lab will be off to the right. Yeah, this door.
Well, that's ominous.
So we can meet Heinrich back here.
Can't get a drink?
That's kind of cool, I think. They've got the mine glyph for water above the water fountain.
That is cool.
The lab's on the right. The left is like their kind of mail room and stuff like that.
Lots of lab equipment.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Spooky music.
Yeah. Like
You must be
all labs
Nancy,
have.
the new deputy curator. I'm Henrik Vanderheun.
So what do you think his accent is?
Definitely not German. Maybe he's hiding his German accent.
Yeah, Ginny, and the lab is so clean because he was the only person that works there.
Because they fired everybody else.
Yeah.
They couldn't afford him, you know?
And his job is purely just sanitizing.
On.
Just some light housekeeping.
Why are you wearing a
Check out
mask?
his mask.
Because of COVID.
It's a
Because of
pandemic.
the coronavirus.
That mask usually isn't in this game, but I think they added it in for social distancing.
Artifacts of murder on my allergies. Curious about your work.
What does everybody want him to do? What do you want him to talk about?
Let's ask him about his work.
Yeah.
We're here to learn.
Guess about your work. How do you go about translating a glyph anyway?
It can be a complicated process involving research, piecing lots of
Sounds
different...
British.
Mhm.
Healthy dose of guesswork.
Like
Or
a
just
really
pompous.
pretentious British. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Possibly just a pretentious American.
So he's the villain.
He's from Massachusetts.
Yeah, ask him about the dictionary.
So there
How does
isn't
it
a
work?
definitive dictionary of Maya glyphs where you can look things up?
Oh, I'm afraid not. You see, glyphs are so intricate and full of subtleties.
Stupid Nancy.
Meanings may be embedded in a single glyph. So 3 distinct-looking glyphs may all translate to mean sunshine, roughly, but with different nuances. There is so much we still don't know. Lucky
There was
for
a
me,
good
I
documentary
actually
on PBS called The Maya Codes that talked about how they translated glyphs. Really good. I don't really remember much from it. Otherwise, I would say more, but
Rick?
Nice.
I remember it being pretty good.
So if you kind of cruise around to your right, well, I guess
So-
you can explore if you want. I'll just let you go. This is
So-
why whenever my friends, some people listening, my brother and my friend, know that when they would try to play these with me, I would just like take control because I don't have patience.
It's hard to watch someone
I shouldn't be messing
struggle
Yeah.
around
into what goes
without
on.
permission.
Oh, come
I
on.
literally just
But-
tried to use my own pointer to scroll down in the conversations.
You're just going to have
I'm
to
not
let
in
go,
charge
Rachel.
here.
You're going to have to let go.
Yeah. Oof. This is tough.
It's like, no, go down. No, down, down.
Tristan.
Hey, where's the dehumidifier? Huh? Maybe it's built
What's
into
this
the HVAC. Touch it.
What's this?
Turn
Yeah,
it on.
it is a pretty nice lab. Probably is just built
Yeah.
in.
Did you see this lab and then you came
It's
to
a
Henry and
periodic
it's
table
like,
because all labs need a periodic table, even if they're archaeology lab.
Mhm.
it's true.
There's no microscope.
No, fortunately, before I saw the FPN lab, I saw all the federal curation workspaces, so my expectations were pretty low.
Oh, that's sad. Let's call someone. Is there a voicemail?
You have no
All right.
The phone is how you can date the game.
Yeah,
They start literally with a rotary phone.
nice.
I haven't finished
So we've got a
that
few things to do.
Haven't finished
Okay.
that task.
Things to do. What are those sketches?
This person obviously has a lot of free time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was the intern before us, Sunny June. And this is
Oh.
the first game you see him in, but he like keeps coming back in all the games. And actually you get to meet him in like one of the later games.
Okay.
Oh, is that a knob?
Looks like.
Yep.
Mm.
I wonder how
And you
old
can
that
actually buy these Cocoa Kringle bars. I've had one.
is. Oh,
The company makes them. That made these games.
Merchandising.
they-
Yep.
do they basically taste like Kit Kats?
They're like a crunch bar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We could reassemble the pot
Where's that at? In here?
Oh,
Oh.
right there, yeah.
oh, this is fun.
Are missing.
Oh dang. Guess
Like,
we have
I
to
bet-
track some pieces.
The other side is missing.
Yeah, it looks like, sorry,
Oh,
we
I
have
need
to
to
have
find
all
more
the
pieces.
pieces before we can do it.
That makes sense. Because you can't do archaeology until you have all of the pieces.
You always get all the pieces to a
Yeah,
vessel.
you keep looking. If you don't have them, you need to go find them. Oh my goodness.
So where are the other pieces? Are they in the lab, or are they just like
I
scattered?
think they're
randomly
like
in the game?
sprinkled throughout the museum. Like
Just like
one
any
I
of
think
them.
might be in the mail room. I can't remember.
They bought it on eBay, maybe.
Yeah.
Trying to read his book titles. Maya glyphs, something ciphering. Lab safety.
There's a safety
manual.
manual.
That's-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instruction manual for the.
That's for the ham radio. We'll end up using that to track down some artifacts from teams of archaeologists out in the field.
State of the art.
Okay. Chaco Canyon.
Oh, I've been there. It's
Nice.
amazing. Yeah, it's an amazing place.
That's a real place.
Yeah, it is. It's in the
Yeah.
middle of. You have to drive very, very far. I went there when I was in New Mexico a couple years ago, and it is from where we were at. It was quite a drive, and it was kind of in the middle. There's not a lot out there other than the canyon and the visitor center. So make sure if you do go out there that you definitely fill up your gas.
So this is kind of interesting because it's like their storage for their museum, as though they just have like packages constantly coming in and out, which is not usually.
Oh, it's the audio tape thing. Yeah, the shelving is fairly authentic though. The boxes
Yeah,
these
just
are
not the
not
boxes. Yeah.
archivable
Probably not.
materials. Okay.
And those are like their accession numbers, the BH. Beach Hill is the museum.
Okay. I mean, good number. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, actually. It's better than a lot. It's better than a lot of smaller museums. That's for sure.
What is- Oh, I see.
Yeah.
They just drop
Eventually
the
we'll get
artifacts
some.
through the sheet.
Yeah.
Are you kidding? At least there's some bubble wrap.
Yeah. That's like it's like at nighttime, so like people can just dump their artifacts off. It doesn't have to get wet in a cardboard box.
Right. We should have gotten one of those at FPAN for our
We should.
donations.
One thing that I've been reading about, I guess, is becoming, especially even more of a problem now because of COVID, and people are looking for stuff to do. They're going out to public lands and just like looting, essentially. And so now a lot of museums that are starting to reopen up are getting all these inquiries and requests for donating stuff that they found on public lands, more so than they usually do. So I guess what's one? Oh, look, there's a piece.
What was Sonny doing with a piece of the artifact?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's pretty classic, Sonny. He left a pretty
Yeah.
big mess for us.
reading
He's like
that.
everyone that's ever held your position before you, ever.
Okay.
So maybe we want to go back and see if that piece fits.
Drop
I
it
think
off
we need to
anyway.
get one more.
We drop it off, or we have.
I need
He
to
was
find
fired,
Oh.
Barbara.
It's
Oh, yeah.
That's why we're here now. He was fired from his unpaid internship.
Okay, where else should we go? To the top of the temple?
Oh, you want to go see the monolith?
I
Or
want to go to the top
I
of the
guess
temple.
you can go up the temple, yeah.
Gotta go up the temple.
Yeah.
Well, that's actually.
It's like a pretty cool exhibit. So you like play all these puzzles and then that door opens and then you go further down to a second level and you just keep playing puzzles and going down until you get to the Pakal's grave. His fake grave.
So they.
It's a replica.
Oh, I see. So
Oh,
basically,
nice.
that's set up for the museum.
For the
visitors.
museum visitors,
Yeah,
yeah.
so they have to. That's kind of cool. Mike, you should do that.
I know. Get your email address, and then we can send you requests to send us money.
I mean, in your have a quiz, and then people can access a special room. Is what I mean.
So once
Yeah.
you've played all the cards or all the games, then you swipe your card there, and then it'll open.
Oh.
Yeah.
They don't
So
just
what's-
give you one. 'Cause
So
why
they're
would
not
what's
you-
in there?
imagining that there's going to be very many people in this exhibit at once, because otherwise
Yeah,
you could
right.
just sneak in behind the person
Right.
next to you. Not going to be a popular exhibit. Okay, so if you go out back, you'll see the monolith, and we'll meet another character.
That is more interesting than what's his bucket. Wow.
I wonder if these are based on real artifacts too. I mean, some of them obviously are, but
I would imagine they are, but yeah, I don't know.
It has a sense of authenticity about it.
yeah, for sure.
So
This
this is
side
the monolith.
damage.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Footsteps.
Someone's coming. Hide.
Ah!
Ah!
Hey, Drew. I'm Sinclair.
Everyone is very
told you.
suspicious looking in this,
Sinclair.
He's got a suspicious mustache.
and a really cool tie.
He's
He
sneaky.
does have a cool tie. Although I don't trust why he's holding his hands that way.
Right.
Yeah.
Hi there.
Little
Hiding-
indigestion.
You've done your homework.
He's
I
hiding
just
the
had a
mic.
meeting with
that's
the
recording
BOD
us.
recently, and I
That
got
stands for
wind
Board of Directors.
found your credentials. Very impressive. If
Let's
I do
ask him what the BOD is.
The
Maybe it stands
bod.
for-
What's the bod?
BOD?
that would be the Board of
Board of
Directors.
Directors.
Old cat.
Whoa.
They do keep the ducks squared away around here. I'll give them that. So, how's this for a specimen? Ever seen $1 million worth of rock before?
I like do diamonds count because it kind of puts his
Yeah.
condescension in his.
Do
Yeah.
diamonds count?
Ouch. Well, they did say you were seriously, though.
Boom!
I'm afraid the museum may be in terrible jeopardy.
What kind of jeopardy?
Joanna told me to butt out, but I'm so fond of Beach Hill, I just hate to see it fall prey to scoundrels.
What scoundrels?
I want to know about. Okay.
Come on, ask him who the scoundrels are.
Sensitive subject. Meet me in my office later and I'll explain everything then.
Probably the Board of Directors, because he already called them
Or Joanna.
cats.
Yeah, cranky cats. She doesn't like him.
Let's find out his offices so then we can try to open his drawers and see what he's up to.
Where's your office?
707 Bing Cherry Boulevard. I've got to go. Enjoy your first day at Beach
I
Hill.
like how he just sneaks up and is like,
Yeah.
everything's terrible, and then runs off.
Yeah, yeah. Blip, 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 and
Come meet
boom,
me.
gone.
Just like in real museums, it's not far from it.
Right. That always happens to me.
hmm So, like, let me tell you what's really going on here. It's horrible.
Hmm. This is the damage side.
Interesting.
No, maybe not. It's
Oh.
locked.
Looks
That's
like
Minnesotan for weird.
It's mis-
Interesting.
It's mis- You need to find a key.
Yeah.
Oh, it's, yeah,
Those
it's
are the
missing one of the
calendar.
circles. Oh, get out of here. Get out of here.
So, what is your guys' favorite real museum that you've been to?
Destination Archaeology.
I was gonna say you can't say that.
It's a pretty good one.
It's not open.
That's Mike's
Um,
museum.
My
It's
favorite
our
museum is the Lower East Side Tenement Museum in New York. Have you guys ever?
I've never been there. No. Tell us about it.
It's super cool. You're basically in this little group and you're touring this tenement that's like partially left in a state of ruin and partially restored. And since you're in such a small group, the tour guide is like getting you to think about what it would have been like. They're like questioning you a lot basically and making you participate, which makes me feel like a little uncomfortable being an introvert, but also a really good way to engage with the history. They don't just let you passively experience it.
How about you, Tristan?
Probably my favorite is the Railroad Museum in Sacramento, California. It has just an excellent walkthrough guide and everything about the railroads and what went into it, and excellent section on the
the
workers.
knob is missing.
Oh, we have a knob. I like how you couldn't open it without a knob. You just like stick your finger in between it and just open it.
Right.
She had just clipped her fingernails.
Yeah.
I hate when that happens.
You missed that part.
That does happen to me sometimes. I'm like, man, if my fingernail had just only been a little bit longer, I could open that.
Yeah, you have to back out for some reason. Because of budgets, I
It's not
assume.
always clear where I'm clicking or where I'm headed.
There's something on the ground over there.
Oh, it's a paper airplane.
So,
It's
it's
actually really important. It's part of the loan for the monolith.
That's Sunny, right?
Yeah. Let's see what it says. Oh, she changed it to 200 days. Wait a minute. There's a serious issue with this document already.
What is it?
Where they've crossed things out?
Yes.
Do you notice something missing? Anybody ever seen the Lawyer Show?
Nope.
Because those are
not a
accurate.
one.
You're supposed to write your initials where you cross things out. Both parties have to write their initials if you cross something out. Otherwise, you could both sign it and then you could just cross things out willy-nilly after the fact. Know what I mean?
Yes, I get you. Sorry, I got distracted. Hank has joined us.
Oh, Hank.
Is
Hey,
doing
what's up,
our regular No Man's Sky at 2 o'clock. Right now we're looking at Nancy Drew and talking about archaeology and museums and how they work.
So it's missing a signature, so we'll collect it.
Yeah, signature, and then, as Mike said, notoriety? Oh, wait.
And for whatever reason, that really important task is on our task list. So.
It's because we found the document, the missing document.
We are clearly
this is cool.
Dealing with that.
So I will say that the subway system in DC is actually really nice and easy to use.
It is.
Yeah.
At least last I used it. So
let's go to Taylor Sinclair's office, or maybe we should get his autograph. I mean, get him to sign the document.
It's too late. We've already committed.
Yep.
Wait a minute.
There's no going back now.
Did we buy our ticket, or we just hopped on?
I guess we have a pass.
Okay.
They're like, oh, it's Nancy Drew. Let her in.
They could tell by her magnifying glass and her.
She just pulled out her little museum card.
Don't mind me. I'm just going to snoop around your office.
Yeah. What kind of art?
What is that?
Oh. I don't know. Turn it. Wait. Probably something important.
Nope.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's ask him.
It's about time. Oh, my fears are like maggots infesting my poor old carcass. Want a cookie? They're from Oaxaca.
That is creepy.
This is how I learned about what Oaxaca is.
I like how he went from maggots and carcass to cookie.
You want a cookie?
Because that makes me hungry.
If some strange man ever offers you a cookie in his office, don't ever say yes. You never want to say yes.
She probably shouldn't have gone here in the first place.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Wait, how old is Nancy Drew in the game series? Is she like a young kid in her 20s? Like, what's the age?
I think she's like a high schooler.
Oh, is she?
She
That's
usually
a pretty good internship.
This one's a little different, but she usually has her boyfriend, Ned Nickerson, that you can call and like just kind of unload on him about the case. He usually isn't very helpful, but and sometimes the Hardy Boys show up and will help you out. And there's kind of a love triangle with Nancy Drew, her boyfriend, Ned Nickerson, and then Frank Hardy, the older of the Hardys.
This game got a whole lot more interesting.
I want
play the other games in the franchise to find out.
Nick, from the heart. How many Hardy? I've never Hardy. I've heard of them, but I've never like read anything about them. Is it like a group of brothers or something? Like what is it?
Yep, 2 brother detectives.
Oh, so they're also detectives.
Yeah.
Huh. So much to solve.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do your research before we play this again.
I know. I thought it would be funnier if I just went in blind. You know?
So unprepared.
Yeah. On so many levels, yeah. All right, so what should we ask them? No, we don't want a cookie for sure.
I
Yeah.
want
She
to know why
says-
the museum's in trouble.
Yeah,
let's
they're
find
both
out.
pretty much the same response.
Beach Hill is in jeopardy. I need to know why.
The art world is being ransacked, Nancy. Prudence Rutherford, a major patron of the arts, had her fire ruby necklace stolen from her villa in Topeka. 2 weeks later, a whole display case full of rare Maya artifacts was heisted from a museum in New Mexico.
Wow.
Topeka, Kansas?
Yep.
There are no
Remember?
villas in Topeka,
Remember from the
Kansas.
magazine?
Yeah, she was looking at the. Do they mean a farm? Because that was a farm.
Really?
That was just a
There's-
normal
there's
farm.
no
The
such thing as a
Kansas
villa there.
version of a villa.
Yeah. It means they had a silo by the farm. Okay. That's what it means. So what should we? Yeah, let's ask them. Do you think
Yeah,
there's a
what the heck?
connection?
Oh, sorry.
With Beach Hill.
I'm just telling you, this community,
Or do whatever.
friends and
I do what I
colleagues,
won't.
my people are being systematically trounced by thugs. Who's to say Beach
Oh.
Hill won't be next?
Politically loaded
Do
Yeah,
language.
big time. Wow. Yeah, let's ask him if Let's see how he feels about Joanna.
Does Joanna share your concerns?
I've urged Joanna to approach the board about making some security upgrades, but she just keeps saying that the timing isn't right to ask for money.
That's suspicious.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Let's ask him what's writing on this exhibit.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
With so much writing on this exhibit? How can that be?
Who knows?
So much writing on it.
oh,
So you're looking for a state-of-the-art detective, are you?
That would be us.
my rates aren't cheap.
We
Here's my
need
card.
your Eagle eye.
I'm an unpaid intern and an unpaid detective.
We need you to sniff out the stink of trouble.
That's why she's the deputy curator. Huh?
I'm not bionic.
Yes.
Appreciate the vote of confidence, but I'm just a detective, you know. I'm not bionic.
Don't mouse with me.
I don't like
What?
this guy.
He's creepy.
He needs a smack.
Modest mouse. Most people
With
call me
flattery.
Nosy
Nancy
Partner.
with the redirect.
Yeah, she's. Is that the only option? Just those two, or you can? Is there other?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's it. Okay. Well, whatever. What does the audience
Yeah.
want to do?
A lot of times they're going to get the same response.
I think he's Mexican, Barbara.
Not to underplay the importance of the choice, but
Right.
they usually lead to the same thing.
Okay. So how much sass do we want then?
Let's be sassy.
All right.
Okay, no more flattery. Hey, that's an interesting piece. There by your desk.
Aha.
Something tells me it's not a Maya artifact.
How about that
Her
rubber shell?
detective skills are really coming into play here.
Dada.
Yeah.
She's a teenager in South Dakota. The art world is going bananas over her stuff. I'll unload that one for some serious dinero.
So, Rachel, you're from Minnesota. How do you feel about South Dakota?
It's got some cool national parks.
That's true.
Yes.
I don't have the same animosity as I do toward Wisconsin.
Has
Yeah, those Midwesterners. You
has
know?
free ice water.
Although my friend Brianna's listening and she's going to be defensive.
Oh.
Wisconsin has some cool people.
Yeah.
And some beautiful places and a lot of lakes. Just
I-
But does it have wall drug?
What's
No.
wall drug?
that would be
You don't know-
North Dakota.
Is that like a Walgreens?
It's in
in the
South
Midwest?
Dakota. You drive through the interstate on South Dakota, like the entire length of the state, you'll see billboards for a wall drug with free ice water.
Ah,
And it's just a little tourist trap. But if you go through South Dakota, you have to stop at wall drug.
next time I'm in South Dakota, I'll do that. For
And
sure.
they do have, still to this day, free ice water.
Huh. Well, let's get going.
Yeah.
We're
We're going to have to wrap up.
this
before
guy
We'll
is
seven.
look it
no
up,
help.
everyone.
Yeah, this guy is no help at all.
We're going to have to
Rifle-
wrap this up before too much longer and get ready for
We're
the
having-
next.
Yeah, I'm getting hungry.
I feel like we just got started. Let's turn out the light before we leave.
If only.
If he just keeps working, even though his light is turned off, then we know there's something. We know he's a robot. I guess we go to the Mexican consulate. 'cause
This
we got a
hour.
doc-
Yeah, go. That's just our hotel. Although we can look at the floppy disk at our hotel.
Okay.
Okay.
We've got a computer there.
We don't have a flop.
We have a
We
floppy
do have a
disk.
floppy disk.
Yeah.
Where'd you get that?
I don't remember.
And Sunny June's box is on top of a piece of pottery.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Wow, this is an exciting game. I like how they've done the transition for the load screens with the map.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is a 3-star hotel.
pretty nice hotel.
Pretty.
Yeah, not bad.
She has that same suitcase in most of the games.
Is that the thing by the TV
Sometimes
screen?
you can open it. Yeah, I don't think you can open it in this game.
Oh, she's got a laptop. Wow.
But,
That's expensive in 2002.
That's what the laptop that I played this game on looked like.
Oh. Was it just a coincidence?
It was just like the one to the left. Yeah, that's for the fancier, bigger floppy disks.
Oh. Technology.
Maybe a CD-ROM even. I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
Yeah, at first I thought that was like, oh, that's an external hard drive. But then it's not. Is that her dog?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
In the books, she has a dog named Toko.
Oh, okay.
So this
Piece
is
back
just keeping track of
together.
Yeah, if you're
stuff
ever like,
done.
what should I do? If you're like stuck, you can go to her little notes
Oh.
that she's keeping, and then they might give you a hint.
What's the password to go? Oh,
Oh.
that's a nice guess. Do you know what the password is, Rachel?
Oh, do you remember that the candy bar? It had that
Oh,
cow as the logo.
oh yeah.
So it's the password is Coco Kringle. It's KOKO space KRINGLE.
So in this
And then
game,
enter. Yeah.
are we? Did I just I wasn't paying attention, or do you have to find like where the code is in the game normally?
So they gave you a little hint that was, I feel like some ... and then it was the cow from the Coco Kringle wrapper was saying it. So you have to use like some critical thinking there.
Obviously, don't have that.
This information on this floppy disk is pretty much what's written on the notes sheets that I sent you a screenshot of.
That was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Your hand done walkthrough.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. It goes back. Did you see that?
What?
Maya were sophisticated
Oh, yep.
astronomers. Were they trying to achieve space travel?
Oh no.
no. Oh, it talks about
Yeah.
extraterrestrials.
Sony was terrible.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yes.
Oh, this guy is the worst. Stealing artifacts, crazy ideas about ancient aliens.
Why they got
They've
fired?
got all the
Yeah.
issues in this game.
That's probably not even why he got fired.
Oh, if you ever need to go to sleep, you would just set that alarm and it wakes
Okay,
you
so what time does the Mexican consulate open? 7
up.
a.m.? 8?
I don't know. If it's not open, it'll have a sign on the door that says when it opens.
It wouldn't even let
It's
us know that.
probably closed 7:30.
Yeah, that's why it was closed when we tried to go to it, right?
Oh man.
Remember this? I remember this.
I remember this.
I remember that sound too.
It's like a terrible way to wake up.
Yeah.
And then she's just like ready to go. Doesn't need to go to the bathroom. Doesn't need to change.
Rachel,
Slept in her clo-
Nancy
Really slept in
Drew
her clothes.
is always ready
Nancy
to go.
Drew is kind of gross.
When you're a detective, at a moment's notice, you got to be ready to just move and do what you got to do.
She just sleeps with her magnifying glass in her hand.
You never know when you might need it. All right. Okay,
Here we are, the
We did it.
Mexican consulate.
let's look at stuff. Let's see what they threw away.
I'm gonna touch
And
everything.
he doesn't have a receptionist. He's just sitting there.
Oh. Oh, speak Spanish.
Oh yeah, patronize him.
Yeah.
No, it's showing that she's smart. She speaks Spanish. She's
According
fluent.
to Rome, the Palenque monolith to Beach Hill.
So, you're Joanna Riggs' newest pirate in training. How does it feel to
Oh,
join the ranks of
burn.
conquistadors?
It's probably fair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true. I beg your pardon.
Not pulling any punches.
Oh, man.
Which one do we want?
Pirate, go to pirate.
She's feeling defensive.
I beg your pardon, but how does a deputy curator become a pirate in your book?
You had better brush up on your history, young lady. When the Spanish
Seriously.
explorers invaded Mexico, they became known as the conquistadors, or conquerors. They robbed the indigenous peoples of their wealth, not just their gold, but their artwork, their sacred objects. Anything they did not steal, they burned to the ground.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
For sure. That's pretty amazing that they have, that message in the game for 2002.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you blame
You
Joanna
guys,
and modern
This
day
is what I brought to the field of archaeology.
long before they were born?
There is more. In the 19th century, archaeologists discovered the ruins of ancient civilizations predating even the Aztecs. Many of the dig sites were robbed, and the stolen artifacts were sold off to art museums and collectors around the world. Today, finally, it is illegal among most civilized nations to remove an artifact from its native country. But sadly, there are thousands of precious antiquities with highly questionable provenance floating around the Western world.
Provenience.
Yeah.
Can we work
Well-
for this guy? I like him.
Yeah. Yeah, he's spot on.
He's
And,
on the money, yeah.
especially now, like with within the last few years for sure, but within the last 10 years, repatriation is becoming more and more of a really important issue that a lot of museums around the world are having to face. It's important for sure.
Except the British Museum.
Except the British Museum, yeah. Yeah, they are not really cooperating. And I mean, a lot of them too, I would say.
Yeah,
Still
yeah.
aren't fully.
What do you mean by
Yeah, I would go with the second one.
provenance?
I want to hear
And
about
The
it.
first one is also a little
Story
patronizing.
of its origin and ownership.
Oh, I didn't read
For
it.
example, how it made its way from a temple at Chichen Itza to a museum in Washington, D.C. If the artifact's provenance reveals that it has been stolen, then that artifact must be returned to the country of its origin.
So the problem hasn't been remedied.
Then the relics at Beach Hill must all be legitimate, right?
No, not at all.
Relics.
Provenance documents are often
Yeah.
tampered with or forged to cover up the theft. Because of this, thefts continue and a great deal of art is moved on the black market, even today. Unethical art dealers and greedy museum curators do nothing to stop this.
Wow.
Should we show him the document we found? How do we do that? You just keep talking to him?
I think we'll get there eventually, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe I should just give him the piece of pottery that I have
It's
in
going to
my
be an
pocket.
awkward thing to bring up after this
Like-
Yeah.
conversation.
Speaking of that, I
And
found
these
this.
edits, don't worry about those edits that no one actually acknowledged.
Right. Yeah, they're no better than pirates.
And to you,
Pirates
these
are
people are no
better.
better than pirates. Is that right?
If Joanna Riggs or that overstuffed pillowhead Sinclair had any decency, they would take measures to see that all Maya artifacts were returned to Mexico at once where they belong.
This is, pretty deep stuff for sure.
Yeah. I'm impressed. I'm very impressed.
Yeah.
Here we can ask about the paper.
Yeah, let's ask him about
It's
it.
a classic transition, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see if he gets angry at us.
Well, I think
Nancy
I'll
with the redirect again.
have these issues for a while, Alejandro. In the meantime, I do need you to sign off on these changes to the loan agreement for the monolith. Do you mind?
I am still not happy that such a rare find will have its debut exhibition on American soil.
It's fair.
But in my country too, there are people for whom money talks. I will take those documents now.
Now you have to give them to him.
Wow.
Can we read that upside down?
I can turn my computer upside down.
Can I give him the piece of pottery too? It's probably not supposed to have it.
Here you go.
And this-
Now
Also
you have
the-
to click on the screen, I think. Yeah.
Thank you. I have some business with Joanna at the museum later, so I will return the contract to her then, after I have looked it over.
Tell her we don't mind waiting.
Are you sure? I don't mind waiting.
You may consider your mission accomplished.
Well, okay then.
Goodbye.
It's like a high schooler.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
this is insulting.
Yeah.
You're welcome for the lesson.
Wow.
Yeah, this is pretty impressive that they worked all this into this game. I mean,
Yeah.
they should have, but you don't really see that a lot.
Almost never do.
No, I can't remember ever seeing.
I've never seen this discussed in.
Yeah. I was
games
hoping
or
that we
TV.
could. I was hoping we could chastise this game for not doing that, but it's like they've like totally done it.
This isn't
Darn it,
fun.
game!
Yeah.
Stop being
Covered
good.
all their bases.
Ah.
Yeah. Can we just play Lara Croft instead? I feel like we'd have a lot of stuff to talk about. Yeah, that's pretty impressive. So on this map, we can go to any of these places as long as they're open.
Only the red one.
Yeah.
I see that.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be cool if you could go to the museums and stuff.
I was thinking the
Or the
Pentagon,
mall.
maybe the Pentagon.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we need to wrap this up so I can get ready for our next stream.
Oh, well, I feel like we should maybe episode 2. Maybe Rachel will come back and we can start where we left off.
Yeah. I mean, the main mystery hasn't even started, actually.
Yeah,
Really?
we don't even know who did what yet.
There's going to be a theft. Just to
Ah.
tease the next episode.
Another one?
You don't say.
Don't say. All right. Well, so I guess you can save this, Tristan, from where you're at, and we can just kind of pick up if Rachel. We can work out a time
Yep.
to do this again. I feel like this was fun. I hope everybody
Do
who
you feel
joined
like it
us.
was fun?
Maybe we just had fun, but nobody else did. Hopefully, everybody else did. But thanks for joining us on our first episode of Archaeology Arcade with Rachel Hines playing this Nancy Drew game. Hopefully, the next game will be the same game, and we'll just pick up where we left off. And everybody have a good day, and we will see you